Well, great. Well, good afternoon or good morning to everyone. And thanks so much for coming out. Julie Hollister is with the YMCA. She's the Association Director for Youth and Family Services at the YMCA in the upstate. And thank you so much for joining us today. If you want to just do a quick introduction and then we can get started.
Sure. As David said, my name is Julie Hollister, and I have been serving with the YMCA for 18 years, and I currently serve in the Greenville community, serving 9 YMCAs and our child care programs, all the way from our little ones in our child watch area, all the way up to our teens in our after school and day camp programming.
Excellent. Well, great. Well, thank you. And thanks again for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us for Greer Chamber Live. One of the reasons we reached out is YMCA has been a chamber member for years. In fact, William Coates is going through our program, our leadership Greer program this year. And I reached out to him last week, I believe it was, and just asked, what's going on with this emergency child care? I think it's incredible that you're doing it, and it's so needed for the community. And so he was able to put me in touch with you, and I want to basically just ask you to talk a little bit about the emergency child care, who it is that you're seeing, how many people have taken advantage of it, and just the kind of the background up to today. So I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. So as the coronavirus really started to see the effects through local businesses and families that we currently serve and families that were reaching out to the YMCA, we really found that it was a need for childcare. And it really started with medical professionals. We've heard this all within the news that they are working around the clock. Their shifts are longer, they're working more shifts, and the need for them to be in the medical field was very prominent. And we received a call saying that there was quite a few children in our community that needed care. The families, they needed to go to work, they needed to provide the services to help our communities thrive, whether it was in medical health care, first responders, or what we identify as essential care workers. And the community really came to us and said, could you provide childcare? And really, when that question came up to us, our pillar of social responsibility came up. We felt that it was our responsibility to be able to provide a program. And we are providing programming at our Kane Halter YMCA, which is downtown for our medical professionals. We are also starting our program in our youth program center for first responders and essential care workers, along with medical professionals. And we have seen a great response to our community for that need. We are taking a lot of healthcare precautions. We had a lot of learning along the way of how do we provide a safe environment during this pandemic. So we leaned heavily on the CDC and our insurance company and others, also our medical providers, to say, how do we make this happen? So we put a lot of health measures into place to make sure that we're providing a health and safe environment, but that we're also providing a fun and engaging environment where we're supporting the families with academics, because we know a lot of them have virtual learning and classes after their long shifts. The last thing they want to do is homework. They want to be able to spend that time with their kids. So in the mornings, we're spending time on academic, their homework. And in the afternoon, we're providing what the Y is known for recreation and fun. And I think that is really important for these kids. What we're seeing is a sense of normalcy. What they're used to doing is doing, socializing with friends or making new friends in a safe environment, while also being able to have fun. And that is something that we've been so happy to be able to provide.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's fantastic. And, obviously for the first responders and the essential workers, it's got to be a plus for them, and especially for a safe environment for the families to go. Can you talk a little bit about, when the decision was made and the reaction from your staff and what their outlook was, and how if they dove right in, or what their take on this was?
Sure. So we had a lot of conversations before we announced that we were offering emergency childcare. We just wanted to make sure that we were fully prepared to take on that responsibility for our community. And when the announcement came out that we were committed to this cause, the response from our staff was finally. We're seeing this across the movement within the YMCA, that a lot of YMCAs are providing emergency care services, and our staff are really and ready to step up to the plate to do that. That's what they're hired for. That's what they're known for. And the why we say that we are here for a calling and a cause. We're cause-driven leaders, servant leaders, and whenever there is anything that the community needs, that's what we're here for. We're here to pivot and to turn and to adapt and to adjust what those community needs are. So they were excited. Just to give you a picture of that, when our facilities closed, you can imagine, just like your own business, what that emptiness felt like. It's weird to be in a facility or a business. We're all working remotely, but when in an environment where you're used to having children and members, the first Wednesday when we launched emergency childcare programming, I walked into a center and I heard kids laughing. That's what we do, is we make memories with our kids. We help them laugh, we help them achieve, build relationships, and it felt like the why again. So the staff I think it really just warmed everybody's heart, and it really helped them find their sense of purpose in a time where we just don't know what is going to happen. And this is what we're known for. We're known for childcare, and we're known to help our communities. The staff were willing and ready and excited to step up to the plate.
That is great to hear, and I can only imagine, especially those that are employed at the Y, probably that's their job. That's what they do on a day-to-day basis. So that's exciting. Now, you did mention something, and I actually read this last week, and it must have been maybe over the weekend, that other YMCAs are doing this as well. Is this kind of going on a national level in certain areas?
Yeah, so there's some different, as the pandemic is going throughout our nation and actually globally, the YMCAs really, we're just known for trying to figure out what that need is. And so there are, I can't tell you how many YMCAs, but the majority of them are adapting their facilities to help support somewhat in the pandemic, whether it is through emergency childcare, whether it's food and shelter or triage within their facilities, or whether it is with food, grab and go stations. And so every community, every Y is adapting to what those needs are. And so we're seeing that across our movement, which is really inspiring, that all of our Ys are stepping up where we can to support our community's needs.
Great. No, that's wonderful. That's so good to hear, and we really appreciate it. And I know, I can only imagine the parents, the parents that are together, also the single moms and dads that are out there having that resource at hand. So we, on behalf of the chamber, thank you so much for providing that. So when you look at essential, you have non-essential and essential workforce. I know the governor just came out, I think on Friday night again, and put a list of new non-essentials that's out there. How are you getting that information out, and what can others be looking for?
Sure. So there's a multiple facets that you can find the information. We do have it on our website and also our social media pages that are listed there. I just got a thought here. I'm sorry. You can also check, we have links on how to register for our programs as well. And so that's really where the main information. I have been working with a lot of businesses in their HR department. So I've had a lot of people reaching out saying, we are now an essential worker. We do have employees that need care. Can you help connect us? And so I've been working with some different businesses in their HR department to send them all the information about childcare so they can send that to their employees.
Great. That is great. Sorry, I don't know if I was muted or not. No, thank you for sharing that. And so for people looking for that information, direct them to your website, essentially, would probably be the best way. And they have to, most likely probably have to be a YMCA member. Are they waiving any fees at this point, or are you guys just going through that whole membership process, or is there anything special?
Actually, you do not have to be a member to do any of the childcare emergency services. We are actually doing one rate for everybody. It does not matter if you're a member or a non-member. It's $25 per day. And then if you have multiple children, it's $15 for an additional child. And then we also are offering financial aid assistance for those that might need some extra support during this time. We want to make sure that everybody is able to participate. And especially in a time like this, we want to make sure that finances are not something that's a barrier for them. So we're making that available to everybody, whether you're a member or you're not a member.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great to hear. Well, very good. Well, I don't have any more questions, but again, I want to thank you for for doing this today, and also just for what you're doing for the community and for the upstate. It's tremendous. And I hope that others are taking note and seeing that this is happening. And I just want to thank you. I don't know if you have any parting words you'd like to share before we finish.
I just want to thank you for the opportunity for us to share a little bit about what we're doing to help serve our communities. It does take a village. We have a lot of partners that we're working with to be able to make this happen. We're working with First Steps, Greenville County Schools to support us in some areas, as well as United Way. And so it's a beautiful thing when your community truly can come together. It's not about one organization, it's about the needs of our community. And I'm very proud of what our community has done to make sure that every need is met, or at least we're discussing it and trying to figure out a solution to make sure that everyone's taken care of. So I think those would be my parting words, is I'm just very proud of our community.
Excellent. Oh, that's great. Well, Julie, thank you so much for taking time. Best of luck with the program, and anything the Chamber of Commerce can do to help, definitely reach out to us. Like I said, William is in our leadership class, and he has all our contact. We'd be happy to share any information you have on our website, as well as our social media.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, you guys, you both have a wonderful day. Amanda, thanks for joining. Nice to meet both of you. And I hope to see you guys after all of this ends.
Absolutely. Love to meet you in person soon.
Okay. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Same to you.
Bye-bye.